Okay. Let's go ahead and do some blend shapes. Okay, so like I mentioned before, blend shapes are essentially sculpted parts of a mesh that allow us to create unique shapes that we can morph between. Okay, let me actually hide. I'm gonna hide that lip ribbon. Um, just FYI, I want to just group that lip ribbon and the follicle joints and all of that. That's all in the miscellaneous group, just the same way that I've done the other ones. Okay. So anyway, blend shapes. So for this one, I'm gonna do uh, blink for the eyes and maybe like a furrowed brow or something like that, and then maybe I'll do like the nostrils closing and opening. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do with mine. Um, Maybe a little bit something in the corner of the mouth here. Okay, so to get started, let's go under animation. Actually, it doesn't really matter which one of these. It's still under Windows, animation editor, and it's gonna be shape editor. Okay, and we're gonna do create new blend shape. Now, I will say at this point, you have to have your body fully retopologized. Okay, this is a breaking point. If you don't have your body fully retopologized and you try to do this with your mesh out of ZBrush, kind of useless because we're having to commit to the geometry at this point. Not that we weren't before by placing all the joints and stuff, but this is something we're actually attaching to the geometry right now. So we need to make sure that this is something that, we're going to actually rig with. Okay. If you have not finished that retopologization, now is the time you have to get it done. Okay. If you do have it done, then we can move forward. All right. So with the mesh selected, I'm going to go ahead and go to create blend shape. And again, this is under the shape editor, which is under Windows animation editor. Okay. And so I'm creating a blend shape. I'm going to right click and do add target. And you'll see it's called body. You'll see this one is called blend shape 1. You'll see another one's called body shape Geo 1 or whatever. I'm going to rename blend shape to, let's do face blend shape, face BS. Okay. Or we could do body BS or whatever you want to do. Because again, blend shapes can go over a large portion of the body if you need it to. So let's just do body. Okay. This one I'm going to call blink. And you'll see it's under edit, it's set for red. So it's actually, you can turn it on and off. So that means you can edit it. And that means it's live. All right. I'm going to move this over. And at this point, it's actually going to turn off our joints. They don't get in the way. I'm going to go ahead and create a blink. Okay. Now, this is another reason why we did good topology. This makes it so much easier for me to do this. Yeah, you really want to make sure you're doing this properly. Okay. I'm going to double click an edge loop that goes around the eyelid, preferably one that's actually like, on the eye. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and close it. And I'm just going to start sculpting that shape. Okay. I'm going to use okay. So something like that. So now the eye is closed. If I go back over here to shape editor, you'll see that the weight of that blink is on at 1. If I turn it off, you'll see that the eye opens. Eye close, eye opens. You'll see the way that I shape this, it actually comes out and covers the eye. So you want to make sure you do that. And let's change our tool settings. Soft select, I'm going to change it to surface. There we go. It's a little bit easier for me to work with. And I do have Object X turned on for symmetry, so it's copying it over to both sides, which is good. That's what I want. And I'm just going to go and make sure the eye actually fully closes. Okay, just like that. And just kind of resculpting a little bit. So something like that. You'll see it's actually cutting through the mesh just a little bit right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. And so it's actually covering the eyeball right now. So I need to kind of get it to just kind of poke out just a little bit more. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hit 3. See if anything cuts through. I'm smoothing the mesh and see if anything cuts through. Looks good. Looks like it's not fully right there. So I'm just gonna come pull it up just a little bit. Just wanna make sure that eye is fully closed. Just like that. Looks good. All right. Oh, looks good. Looks like it's blinking. Okay. Now, when you close your eye, it's not just the flesh of the eyelid that actually closes. It's actually a little bit around the eye actually ends up shifting as well. So I'm just going to kind of shrink it down just a little bit. Out. And I'm just going to very slightly just kind of bring down some regions. So there's just a little bit of movement, okay? Just a little bit of movement around the eye area, okay? So you'll see when we activate it, the entire region is kind of just closes. Because again, there's muscles there that are causing that to kind of pitch. Actually, let's bring that out. Actually, I think the lower lid is going a little bit further than I would like. Let's do this. Okay. Okay. That feels much more natural. I like that. Okay. All right. I'm actually going to end up dividing that into a left and a right. And then we'll do, let's do another one. So I'm going to turn edit off of that one. And I'm going to do add target. I'm going to call this one furrow brow. So I'm going to go right about here, grab some vertices. And he doesn't really have a brow, so to speak. But, we're going to fake it. We're going to give him a brow to kind of furrow. And then we can also kind of pull up just a little bit here. So there's a little bit of a squint. So if you furrow your brow, you also feel your cheeks kind of move up a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn this down. Like that. Maybe like that needs to come down a little bit more too. So something like that. It's getting, you know, a little bit of emotion out of that brow. So maybe like squinting. You see, which is a little bit of movement right there. I mean, truth be told, it's a lot of bone. He doesn't have the same facial structure that we do, but you know, we can get something out of it. Okay. Let's do another one. We'll do we'll call this one Smile. Now for general character, like humanoid character mouth blend shapes, I focus on at least having a wide, which is when you pull the corners of your mouth back, a smile, which is when you pull the corners of your mouth up, or a frown, where you pull the corners of your mouth down. Okay. And then also a narrow, which is where you basically do a smooch. So if you kind of do a like a smooching, pinching your lips, that's pinching, pulling everything together. Okay. So we'll do a smile. I'm going to go and grab the corner of his mouth. Actually, you could argue the corner of his mouth is really here. So you know what, we'll just do it. We'll do it right there. Doesn't work well for him because he's got such a big mouth. Because really, like that is the corner of the mouth, whereas this is just like a membrane that's like in between his upper and lower jaw. But you know, we'll just this will be the corner of his mouth really. We'll just do this. Okay, so that'll be a smile. Okay, we'll do frown. We'll bring that down. There should be a little bit of a. I don't know if I need to be that big, but we'll do like that. Like that big. And with blend shapes, it's not a bad idea to overdo them because that means that upper limit for that expression is, you have a good upper limit for that expression and you can kind of do whatever you want. Otherwise, if you don't have it go far enough, then your character can't really emote that much. Will the character ever frown this much? Maybe not, but at least to have that ability. Okay. And then we'll do nostril close. This one should be pretty easy. Let's do edge. Okay. All right. I'm just going to basically just close the nostrils. Need them to close in a certain direction though. Good. That'll probably work. Okay. Okay. So that's pretty pretty close to being closed. I'm not really liking that shape though. So I'm going to go into modeling, mesh tools, sculpting, and I'm going to go to smooth tool. Okay. And I'm going to make that brush size somewhere right about there. Okay. Size, strength, let's go somewhere right about there. And I'm just going to relax it just a little bit. Okay. So something like that. Then we can do some correction with some vertices. Maybe close it up a little bit more if you want. Yeah, honestly, you know what? Let's just keep it like that. I think for the example, this will be fine. Okay. So we got blink, furrow, smile, frown, and nostril close. And we could do one more. We're gonna do a nostril open, like a flared nostril. We'll do something like that. Cool. So you could go all the way from like flared to, you know, close if you needed to. So flared to open. Okay. Okay. Let's go and save that. And what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and duplicate these. And we're going to do left and right. Okay. So I'm going to rename it blink left. Right. I wonder, yeah, I should be able to do it. Just going to select all of these. And actually, where? I think I should be able to do a search and replace. Okay. Modify, search and replace. I'm looking for the word copy. And I want to replace it with right. Aw, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Should be selected. Yes, it doesn't work. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Right. So the idea is I'm going to be running like one version of this to the left and to the right. left, left, left. You already got left. Okay, so we got enough. All right. Let's turn all these off. Save. All right, I want to take a break and come back, and we'll start with setting up the facial GUI and painting left and right blend shapes.